Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on into it. Hello everyone, it's me, Mr. 7 on this glorious afternoon of January 21st, 2017. And don't you just love 30-minute games? Oh man, I just got out of one, and let me tell you, I absolutely love them, though they generally get me very tired. Though, I suppose if you're a Zerg or a Terran, you don't really like 30-minute games as long, but you know what? Whatever. I still won that game with flying colors. Sky Toss, by the way, not OP. Anyway, as I digress, we have a nice PvT to end off your day. So 2 PvTs in one day. I hope you find that at least a little arousing. So spawning the bottom left-hand corner of Newkirk Precinct, representing our blue protest player, it is Sudo. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, representing our blue Terran player and Sudo's opponent, it is Frudgey. Frudgey going with a nice gas first opening, maybe gonna try to lay on some one-base aggression, maybe gonna go for Widowmine drops or a Cyclone push or something of the sorts. I don't know, opening up with gas first is definitely a very flexible build. Let's see, Sudo's gonna go ahead and scout after that gateway. Don't you dare. Alright, I thought he rallied the Nexus over here, and I was like, man, Sudo, that ain't how you do stuff. But Sudo got me, he was like, I got you, and he's like, I know that on how you do stuff. Good job, Sudo. Let's see, gonna go ahead and throw it on the Nexus probe. Kinda antsy, wanting to get that started. And yes, there we go. Nexus down for our friend Sudo. And going to scout this gas first, so not bad here from our friend Sudo. However, knowing is only half of the battle, because knowing that your opponent's doing a gas first is not the same as defending a gas first. Alright, getting us out next score is our friend Sudo. Actually, not getting that gas for a very long time. Very concerning. Generally it's a gateway assimilator because you really need that gas as a Protoss player. Sudo though, I assume he knows what he's doing. And a reactor first from Frudgey. Whoa, this is some old school malarkey, I tell you that. Ooh, I can't wait to see what he is going to do with that. And it's going to turn on the CC. Alright, I don't know this build, I'm not a Terran, maybe he's doing it perfectly. And you know what, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, Frudgey, what a beautiful timing. I don't think this makes a full wall off. Or maybe I'm a liar. Yep, Sudo is stuck. Getting drilled to death is that probe. Sodomized to death. What a terrible way to go. Factory getting thrown down from our friend Frudgey. Sudo on the other hand. Ah! Oh, my be still my aching heart. What was that? Oh, it was probably an accident, right? Right? It was an accident, right? Oh, man. And Sudo. Oh, in case you haven't figured it out already, this is not the highest level play, folks. Gonna go ahead and throw down another Nexus. Here's Sudo. And sending this Zealot across the map. Oh, Sudo. Why? Oh, whatever. I still believe in Sudo's abilities. This was sent in to me, and I'm assured that it is a very good game, so we're gonna have to wait and see what comes of it. Factory and engineering bay on the way for our friend Frudgey. Ooh, lots of F's there. Did you like that alliteration? I love that alliteration. And Sudo Zealot gonna get absolutely brutalized as soon as he tries to walk up that map, but you know what, we're not gonna judge him for that. Because if you get brutalized as a Zealot, you know what, you're just gonna get warped back to wire, so it's not like you're dying. Might as well see if you're doing something or not. Ooh, and actually double Cyclone production for our friend Frudgey. That is so many F syllables. And Frudgey with a nice macro gonna taste this, rather shoot circles around this Zealot. SCV's wisely backing off, actually pulling a little bit too much there. And the mule kind of actually denying a lot of mining time is that Zealot. I think it almost paid for itself. That's his whole economy not doing anything. And Frudgey doing the slow gas saturation. Alright, quick pro tip of the day. If you want to saturate a gas thing and you pull your probes back, here's what you do. You box some workers, you press shift, and right in this little command line bank here, you click until you have 3, like that, and then you click on this refinery. It's so much quicker. And when I first figured out I can do it, I was in love. So 3 gateways producing all at once for our friend Sudo, and gateway's almost about to finish up, warp gate rather. And we'll look at that. And he should get an Immortal, or actually a warp prism. Okay, so if he had an Immortal out, these Cyclones would be super easy to hold off, but he does not, so we're gonna have to see how he plans to defend this out. He has a Mama Ship core at the very least, but he's sending out Adepts, and fun fact, Adepts don't do don't die okay. Fun fact, Adepts don't do very well against Cyclones at all. Yeah, Cyclone DPS is just so large, even if they don't do that extra damage. Look at that. So, here's the Adepts. I tickle you, and then you kill me. Seems like a fairly even trade until you realize that it's horrible. And actually, he's trying to fight the pylon overcharge. This is Frudgey instead of waiting it out, doing some cute micro, but I think, oh man, I think this push is about to dry up. Frudgey, man, The health on these Cyclones is what makes this push so sugoi. Now you're gonna have barely any health from this Cyclone to continue on the push. Should have waited it out, but that is a-okay. It is 30 to 28 total workers, so Frudgey actually doing not bad on that workers tab. Definitely keeping up with that double ICV production, and same with our friend Sudo. Forge on the way, and let's see. Ooh. This is more than one factory, folks, and we all know what more than one factory means. It means mech play. I am so excited for our friend Frudgey. Seen him on the channel recently. Apparently he likes his mech play a lot. He likes it a lot. So we're gonna have to see where that leads him. Probably to some sort of mech play, one would imagine. It doesn't seem Sudo has done anything to reconcile this information, sending out a War Prism full of units. 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, or 2 Stalkers and 2 Adepts. The new meta drop. Just should take note. And, ooh, Sudo actually gonna lose his pylon if he's not careful. Yep, gonna lose that pylon. Don't overcharge the dead pylon! And now he's gonna take out this one. Alright, Cyclone's gonna cause a huge bit of bother over here, but Sudo meanwhile gonna harass the other side of the map. Beautiful play. Not macking the War Prism very well, and yes, does go down. Only a couple of Marines here, so these units can definitely put in work, but then again the Cyclones are going completely unchecked. 3 Stalkers warping in the back of Sudo's base. This game is starting to heat up a little bit, folks. I can feel it running down me Jimmy's. Oh, trying to stomp onto this Nexus with 3 Stalkers and a Mothership Core versus 3 Cyclones. Look at that Tornado Blaster. You cannot even begin to contest that. If only you had that, Immortal. Meanwhile, the economy's getting wrecked for Frudgey. Gonna eventually clean this up, and not after losing a significant amount of SCVs, and yep, gonna trade out his units for a couple of Cyclones. Frudgey still has 1 left over, and you know what? I think he can actually target down this Nexus. No, barely surviving with 296 total hit points. Still not getting cleaned up in the main is our friend Frudgey. And 35 to 31 total workers. Still not abysmal, but definitely not an ideal spot for our friend Frudgey. Actually, no, I wouldn't even call it not abysmal. It is a-okay. As if you're holding up that well on the workers tab versus Protoss as Terran, doing a good job. Let me give. You may not have seen it, but that was a clap. The intention was for you to hear it. And let's see, he got a robo facility, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't you see that on the production tab? I guess he canceled it once he realized it was mech play. So Solo knows what he's doing. He knows he's facing mech. He knows he doesn't need that robotics facility, or robotics bay, rather. Frudgey repairing his SCVs, sending them back off to work, and let's analyze the state of the game so far. Frudgey has a much superior army with let's see, 7 Hellions, 4 Cyclones, and 2 Marines. However, Sudo can definitely hold this ramp if he's defensively set up with Overcharge, Adepts to soak some damage, Immortal to dish it out. Yep, so I think this is gonna bounce off of the top of the ramp. Maybe he can hope for a Hellion run by, because there's not much to stop that in all honesty. Ooh, losing the Stalker there for free. Definitely evens out the tab, but Frudgey, I don't think you can break this. Let's see her break that. Yep, you see the double overcharge, you see the Immortals up the ramp, you see the Stalker and Adept support, and ooh, actually overstanding a bit. Is it an overextension? No, because, oh, Immortals do horrible things to Cyclones. Things they will never teach you in school. Things that you need a permission slip for me to even tell you. Oh, man. 2 Cyclone kills on that Immortal. Actually, alright, never mind. I guess I'm a horrible analyzer. That army got demolished for our friend Frudgey. In my defense, he did walk into Overcharge and Photon Cannon, so my conscience is clear. Frudgey, throwing down 2 more factories to spend that money. It's always good. In these lower-ish leagues, it is always better to have too many production facilities than too little. Believe me, that alone will get you up to high diamond level status. And throwing it down the 3rd command center is our friend Frudgey. Having some Widow Mines strategically placed, gonna see if they can intercept any counter pushes coming from Sudo, which I love this positioning. Maybe should have done it when there's a sweet spot on this ramp, and all ramps, where you can put a Widow Mine where it can still reach the bottom of the ramp, but it's protected by high ground vision. Would have loved to see put it there, but it doesn't make too much of a difference. Frudgey does or Sudo does have an observer right over his army, and getting War Prism speed actually, so he did get a Robo Bay. Aha! I actually think he cancelled it and then got a new one. But if I'm wrong, feel free to let me know that I'm a dum-dum in the comments below. No, War Prism, don't do this. Mech play is so good against drops. Actually, no, they're not good against drops by themselves, but missile turrets are. You are going to lose these Immortals if you're not careful. He does have War Prism speed, though, and 2 Disruptors on the way. Disruptors actually not bad versus mech. Destroys Hellbats and Widow Mines in 1 hit and severely damages Cyclones, so as long as this 4% stays alive, I see good things coming out from it. Very good harassment for our friend Sudo. Great play from Sudo. Gonna start taking down. Actually, they should be one-shotting these workers now. Are there any upgrades? He actually has +1, and that's still not enough to one-shot the workers. Oh, goodness. Actually, I think Sudo could have stayed there and picked up more Cyclones with some more Prism Micro. That actually could have been the end of the game if Sudo microed that properly, but apparently not so. And gonna clear up this Hellion, stopping it from taking the 4th base, and it's going to take that 4th base. So what is missing from Sudo's play right now is a Twilight Council. What is missing right now from this Twilight Council is charge. That is right. Also, armor is very useless versus mech. Do not get armor versus mechanical units. Or actually, oh no, that's Heart of the Swarm thinking. You know what? Versus Cyclones? Maybe. Then again, you see more tanks than you do Cyclones. But I'm gonna have to see what Frudgey plans on doing. Still just mass Cyclone, and instead of tanks going for Thors, because why the hell not would you get Thors? They have the greatest accent in the world. Well, you know, 2nd greatest accent in the world. Am I right, folks? Alright, gonna go ahead and drop this Warp Prism over here. These mules will never know what hit them because nothing did. Or actually, they're gonna get pretty smacked down. Actually, not armored units are these mules. So, gonna take a couple of hits before they die. Go ahead and picking on up, canceling the Orbital Command. We're gonna drop on over here. Let's see, Cyclones can definitely lock into his Warp Prism and do some major work. And no, gonna go ahead and pick up. Cyclone's actually not bad versus Immortals on a one-on-one fight. But Immortals have an okay amount of armor, and they aren't affected by armor as much, and they do more DPS in total. Let's see where that scan was. Yep, checking out the army. Sees Disruptors, Immortals, Stalkers, and Adepts. Let's see. Ooh, scary, scary music. Still doesn't have that 4th base. Ah, Sudo, you gotta get, or 3rd base rather, so that's something Frudgey definitely has going for him. Thor's on the way, Immortals on the way, Disruptors already here. The thing is though, it's going to be a hard army to control. Definitely for someone in Platinum League like Sudo. I am concerned that his micro won't be able to control all of these units at once properly, especially versus mech play. One of the styles that require the best positioning and micro to play against. But we're gonna have to see how he deals with that. They don't seem to be part of his main army hotkey group, and Frudgey throwing down more missile turrets. That's right, Frudgey, throw down as many missile turrets as you want. In the PvT matchup, the more missile turrets you have as a mech player, the better. No one will give half of a hot damn if you throw up 10 missile turrets in your base, because you know what? Drops will pick you apart as a mech player, and if you don't pick your missile turret placements wisely or get enough of them, you will absolutely get demolished by Chargelot. Speaking of charge, Blink on the way? No! Sudo! You know what happens? Literally everything mech is good against Blink Stalkers. I cannot think of one thing Blink Stalkers are good at killing versus mech. Seriously, name one thing Blink Stalkers are good at when dealing with mech. Zilcherino. I would love to see instead of Blink Stalkers, Chargelots and Archons. It's just a more rounded composition. And alright, gonna deny the space again is our friend Frudgey. Gonna go ahead and 3-shot that probe. Goes the probe. And I like the Thors here for our friend Frudgey. Finally getting the sieging protection up and going. Getting some Hellions, which, you know, aren't going to fare too well versus Disruptors, but I'd love to see some Blue Flame coming down. Already +3 vehicle weapons, so upgrading like a madman has Frudgey been. Only +1 on the way though, so gonna have to wait for that. I would love to see some Hellion run-bys this game for sure, Frudgey. Frudgey, if you do some Hellion run-bys, you can have much more map presence. You can know when stuff like this is coming. You can see what the Protoss is up to. But right now it's 138 to 172 total supply. 66 to 49 workers. If Frudgey can hold on, he'll find himself in a beautiful position. Doesn't look like Sudo is planning on producing probes anytime soon. 92 to 106 total army supply. This should be an easy hold for our friend Frudgey. Let's go ahead and check it out though. Get a nice camera view going because he's going to push on in. Is Sudo going off kind of well. Not blinking away from the Widowmine shots and actually going to straight on engage this army over here. And actually, Frudgey's army is split in twain. Disruptor shots doing huge damage to the Cyclones, not splitting it all, and half the army wasn't even involved in that fight. And he's going to calmly push through this base location. Pushing on into this base location, as previously mentioned, Sudo trying to take out these Disruptors, trying to kill the Immortals, but the Immortals are so strong, they can definitely take on all these units. He made us have to pick up and evacuate, just focusing on surviving at this point. These Thors are going to get destroyed by these Immortals, but Siege Tank going to do an okay job, kind of. And actually, Sudo, I may have underestimated you. My good sir. Actually, Hellion's gonna clean up these Disruptors, a very costly loss for our friend Sudo, unless he can blink back to go ahead and save them. Oop, lining them up are the Hellions. Line them up, and no, not ranking them too well. They don't take too much damage from Hellbats anyways, or Hellions for that matter. War Prism full of special tactics and love. Gonna head on to Frudgey's base. Frudgey has missile turrets this time, but are missing the missile turrets over here and a little bit over here, so definitely may take some damage from that drop. Establishing this third base location is Sudo, and let's check out the workers killed. 31 workers killed for Sudo to the 3. Yo, Jorino, still at 76 army supply though, and 44 workers, so considering all things, Frudgey not doing half bad this game. Hellions coming by to see an empty mineral line, and they're like, man, we did our job really well. Oh, God, go, line up, Yeah, one more shot, one more shot! No, Frudgey! It could have been grand. Look at that. How many probes are that? Let's see. Let's count. Let's count. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not as much as I thought, 7, 8, 9. But definitely a good amount. Wow. It would have been so amazing to get that shot on off. Oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda, Sudo. Frudgey. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Good play, though, from Sudo. Definitely not going to take damage from that blue Hellion run by. Let's see. 46 to 46 total workers. Game is actually pretty even at this point. Never mind, then. Let's see, more Hellion run-bys definitely should be on the menu for Frudgey, but his economy is hurting, so understandably trying to keep some units back at home. Spending his money very well. Look at this, 50, look, 50, he gets the 50 minerals and then just spends it. Most of the time. But look at our friend Sudo, lots of minerals, lots of gas, and nothing to spend it on. Sudo, one protest player to another, man. You ever see you have 1,000 gas and you don't have a Templar Archives? It's the best time in the game to throw down a Templar Archives research, and also research charge if you haven't already. Ooh, a nice comfortable game save we have here for ourselves, folks. While we wait for some action to... Ooh, never mind, action presented itself. Gonna go for some disruptor drops on this army. Actually, nothing I've tried before. This could actually be super effective, especially since Frudgey doesn't have a super high siege tank count. He has some widow mines, but ooh, if they are in anti-air mode, this war person could be in for some trouble. They're not in high impact payload mode, which would definitely do a bit more damage to our disruptor. Oh, that was a complete whiff. You got a mic. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. Thank God war prisms are not light units. Pushing on across the map, obviously, is Frudgey. 91 to 70 total army supply, which is kind of normal, but Sudo, you have to start setting up a flank right now. That's what you need to do versus mech. Gonna try to get some preemptive disruptor shots, and these Hellbats can't split at all. Here they go. Not microing the disruptor shots at all. Oh no, siege tanks selling from behind. And this is a horrible engagement for our friend Sudo, not pinking forward onto the tanks, letting them get as much damage as they want in, and this is the result. Whole army gonna go down, Immortal's gonna go down, Starcraft warping in, gonna get obliterated. And oh, I think that may have cost him the game. There's 20 army supply to 63. Let's see what he has left, and oh, it's a rage quit! Oh, Sudo, the unexpected rage quit from my friend Sudo. And Frudgey is victorious. Man, Sudo. Oh, and you were researching charge too. Did you have a Templar Archives? Well, no, half the equation. But yeah, nice, interesting mech game there. It wasn't a 30-minute mech game, which is glad to see. I love it when mech players push out when they realize they have an advantage either in unit composition or economy. It's always a good risk to take. Let's see. If I were Sudo, just not Blink Stalkers, you know. Anything but Blink Stalkers. Chargelot Archon is a preferred. Chargelot Archon Immortal is a preferred composition versus mech. And especially versus Frudgey. I mean, you can't just go Blink Stalker Immortal Disruptor versus, like, siege tanks and Thors and whatnot. Like, if Frudgey... You saw what 3 siege tanks did to that army. Imagine what 6 or 7. No Stalkers would have been left inside after seconds of siege up. But shoulda, coulda, woulda is the story of Starcraft. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and hit a like if you did enjoy watching. It helps me out more than you may think. Leave a comment down below if you are so inclined. You can send me your replays at mr7n@outlook.com. I'm kinda hurting for some new ones, so props if they're back and forth or some weird kind of unusual style. Subscribe for more daily StarCraft 2 content. And remember, folks, the internet could always use more heroes.